Greetings, gentlemen. My name is Mohit Bhandari, and now we will talk about Indian Railways electrification. So, there was a news in the Hindu that the Indian Railways will have 100% electrification of the railways by 2030. So, the news was that Indian Railways are approaching the full electrification by 2030, and it is almost 96% now. So what are the some of the benefits which the government has shows? That first is environmental benefit. It will definitely impact the environment. Second is the dependency of oil, as we have mentioned this on the previous video about how India will be a developed country. So it has to decrease the dependency on oil overall. So this is one of the factor. It will also reduce operating cost, reduced and increase the job creation. While the article says that it has some cost of it, the 100% electrification. Let's dive deep into it. So in 2018, a cabinet committee proposed the 100% electrification of the Indian railways, while in 2022 Indian national rail plan came into existence. When the first proposed theory was by 2030 it will increase the freight transfer to 45% by 23% share. So as we know that freight trains has 23% share by transferring commodities or items here to there. So train has 23%, while other is inland waterways or road transportation. Second was the 100% electrification of the railways, and third was to develop the infrastructure uh, which will uh, which will be seen till 2050, and fourth was the private sector participation in Indian Railways. So in January 2024, a memorandum of understanding was signed between Indian Railways and US aid to exchange the information regarding the infrastructure development of Indian Railways. And India want to achieve net zero emission by 2030 uh, in a particular Indian railway system. As we know that India has taken an oath to go net zero emission till 2070 in all of the sectors, but in here it is 2030, the Indian railways. So the author argues about the overall expenditures. As we know that if we will replace the engines, the oil engines from the electric engines, then it will have double expenditures on those. So one of the major factor can be the expenditure. Negative factor can be expenditures on changing the engines on the train. Second was that the theory was that it will be an environmental friendly approach. But is it so? Because Indian railways consume only 2% of diesel of its all of the diesel work. So is it a major factor? No, 2% is not a significant amount of uh, mitigation of diesel practices. So definitely a not good idea for environmental friendly approach. Rather we can exchange it from the road transport, and it is almost 50% in road transport which consume diesel. as their oil. Third is, how will they procure the electricity? The answer is simple. India has India India almost produce all of the electricity by thermal power plant, and it is generated by coal. So definitely we are uh, going diesel to coal. So it is not very good thing to that. As I have mentioned before, that it will create jobs. Definitely, it will create jobs in the sector of electrification, in the sector of electric engines. But what about the jobs which is there in the sector of the oil engines? So definitely, one of the major factor of employment can be this. So while government approach to do uh, less dependency on oil and environmentally friendly consumption has been seen as absurd step towards them. So definitely, Indian Railways is not of the major concern as of now. While it will that uh, the government has to see the road transport, not the Indian Railways, as far as the environmental friendly consumption are there. We can have electric vehicles, EVs, to increase the dependencies on EV. We can uh, also share some of the budgets to research and development center uh, to invest on some of the major uh, technologies which will help India for environmental friendly approach, or definitely the decreasing dependency on oil. So uh, this is it now. Thank you, Janam.